Smothered in chocolate.
Hey, this is Walter Jones.
This is Austin St. John.
And you're listening to Ranger Danger.
Go, go, Ranger Danger! Go, go, Ranger Danger! Go, go, Ranger Danger! Matt and Michael's Ranger Danger!
Welcome once again to Mighty Morphin Ranger Danger. This is the podcast where, oh Pita, we can dream no more because we've been chasing all of yours. My name's Matt. Michael, are you here?
I am here.
That's good.
What was that?
That was Pita by Daughter.
Okay, I mean, I do admit this episode didn't give you a lot of options. Because this is... What episode number is it, Matt?
138.
And it's called?
Rita's Pita.
That's Pita, the flatbread, just in case you were unclear.
I thought I did pretty good given the circumstances.
Oh, boy. What's this one going to be about, Matt?
Flatbread.
It's got to be some sort of, like, rap monster. That's W-R-A-P.
Sadly.
Yeah.
Although it could be both.
I mean, look, hope springs eternal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean... I don't... That, from the name, it really just feels like it's going to be like a one-off Monster of the Week episode, which seems weird given how arc-heavy the show's been for the past couple months.
And that there's still arc stuff going on. Like, Ninja may or may not be dead. We
just don't know.
We have a new Pink Ranger who hasn't used her powers yet.
Yep.
Yeah. URL, rangerdangerpodcast.com. Emails, rangerdangerpodcast@gmail.com. Twitter tweets at RangerDcast. We're on Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Google+, and TuneIn. And we also have a shop, rangerdangerpodcast.com/shop. Pew, 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 pew. How's that for moving that
It was
stuff out?
fine up until you ruined it with the finger guns.
They didn't have to know I was doing finger guns.
I mean, they must have guessed.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so Matt, we're about a month out from Comic-Con now. As this airs.
The San Diego Comic Con?
Yes.
Comic Con International?
That is exactly the one.
Cool.
Not Oz Comic Con,
No.
which is an Australian comic convention that pretends to be related to Comic Con to convince people to go.
Yes.
Skeezy, guys. Don't do that.
What about New York Comic Con? I hear that's a cool one.
That's a real Comic Con.
Right.
That's run by is that run by the same people? Or is that a different Comic Con?
Don't know.
I don't know either.
I think Comic Con is just a term that people are allowed to use.
I mean, yes, that's technically true, but also it has come to mean San Diego.
Yeah.
Like, they don't call New York Comic Con, they call it NYCC.
Yeah. That's true. Good point.
Yeah. So, we're a month out, more or less, from Comic Con.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine Power Rangers will have a presence this year. What do you think we'll see?
You'd think the first trailer, right?
It seems logical. The movie comes out in February. Is that right?
I don't know.
I believe it's been moved to February.
I think I would expect to see one of those teaser trailers that's just like Zordon narration over a logo.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Where there's really
Speaking of, we still don't know if Zordon is in this movie.
No.
And if he is, who he's being played by. If that's someone famous, that could be a Comic-Con reveal. Bring out the cast.
Here's William Shatner.
I hope it's not William Shatner.
Do you?
Look, William Shatner, in theory, could be a Power Rangers mentor.
Yep.
But the version of this movie that has William Shatner as Zordon is not particularly the version of this movie that I want them to make.
Isn't it?
No, he's not good.
No, he's great.
Yeah, no, he's great. He's not good.
Have you seen Boston Legal?
I've seen enough of Boston Legal to know that guy shouldn't be Zordon.
I disagree. If you take Zordon seriously, I can understand why you'd say that.
I would like people to take Zordon seriously.
Would you, though?
Yes. He's the mentor. That's his job.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's keeper.
No, because I think Keeper's too serious. I think that's the problem with Keeper. Like, he's the one who, like, is just a sagely mentor, but it doesn't work because he's a Muppet. Imagine if Keeper was voiced by William Shatner. That'd be great.
It'd be good if Keeper was an actual Muppet instead of being a weird puppet which can blink and do no other facial movement.
Yeah. Yeah, Kiva's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine filming has finished now, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd imagine, like, they're going into post. So they've got the footage to put a trailer together. I'm not expecting... I mean, they have to reveal the Megazord at some point.
Yes.
It seems like this might be a little early.
Yeah, I think that's going to be... I don't know that they're probably even finally settled on how it's going to look in the film.
Assuming that it's all CG and not a person in a suit that they've already filmed.
It's definitely not that.
I
as
mean,
much as I would love it to be.
We can dream, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, a trailer. Do you think the cast will be at Comic-Con?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Because next Comic-Con will be
too far
afterwards.
Yep.
I'm wondering if maybe they reveal the Megazord at Power Morphicon.
When's that?
That's, I think, like August.
I can understand why you'd want to do that for the fans, but I also feel like Comic-Con's the much bigger spotlight.
Yes, but at the same time, we've seen in the past now, like, Disney skipping Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Because they know that if they drop a Marvel trailer at any point during the year, whenever the hell they want,
Yeah.
they can get the eyes on it.
They're not Disney, you know?
No, but I feel like Power Rangers is coming back.
Yeah.
I feel like when they drop a Power Rangers trailer, that'll be a Facebook trending topic.
Yeah, you're probably right.
People have been talking about Rita and the suits. So, like, you know, not necessarily they just reveal it at Power Morphicon, but, like, do a global... Like, it's up on YouTube now, and here it is.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then, you know, maybe that's, like, that second... Like, the first proper trailer...
Yeah.
Because that's about right timeline-wise. It's about 6 months before. And I mean, if there was a room of people that you have to convince more than any other room of people, it's going to be those nerds.
That's true.
I
Yeah.
mean that lovingly. You guys know that. I've got a 200-episode long Power Rangers podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It'll be exciting to see, I guess. But that's our official prediction, is it? A teaser?
That's it. Official prediction. Dun, dun, dun. That was weird. We did not plan that.
We did not plan that at
just
all.
happened.
We've never done that before.
Nope.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Is the flatbread going to be the monster, or is that an unrelated?
Unrelated baking?
Well, yeah, like, you know, we've had episodes where they, like, do an activity, and then also there's Weldo.
Yeah, that's true. Who knows? I have no clue.
I'm imagining, you know, I think it's Toy Story 3, where Mr. Potato Head loses his body, so he puts the bits onto a tortilla and walks around all wobbly. Yep. That's what I'm imagining. I don't think it will be that.
I would love it to be that. That'd go high on the creature feature.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's go find out. Let's go watch Rita's Pita. We'll be back after you get some beeps in your ears. And we're back, reluctantly.
We're retired.
I feel like there was a good chance that we were just going to not record and abandon the podcast.
Forever.
Just walk away.
I'd have at least finished this one up. Not that it was like a particularly terrible episode.
It's just
It
bland.
definitely wasn't great.
I thought it was bad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to preempt the rating, but, like, it's just bad.
Like, not like heinously bad. Just
Nothing, like, didn't make sense.
Yeah,
It was just super boring.
dumb and uninteresting.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, I guess we'll talk about it.
So there's a new opening.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It features Cat transforming from a cat.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of Pink Ranger in, like, the first half of it before the logo shows up.
A lot. It's very cat heavy.
Yeah. Then it's basically the same from, like, the middle on out.
Yeah.
But very top loaded with Cat. She's the first one in the opening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. I guess she's on the show now, and they want you to be absolutely clear about that. So Tommy's training with Danny.
Yep.
Who is a small child dressed all in red. Rocky and Aisha are watching. Tommy's, you know, spin your kick and
Kicky spins.
flip your gibbets or whatever. I don't know.
Gibbets?
I'm not a kung fuist.
It's karate, first of all.
Well, see how bad I am at it?
I guess it's good to see karate again. Remember karate?
Yeah. Well, I remember people doing lots of karate pointlessly with no meaning,
Yeah.
like in this episode.
Do you mean Power Rangers? Is that what
Yeah,
you're referring to?
yeah, I do. So Ernie comes over.
Yep.
And I just love the idea. Like, what he says is, you guys must be ready for a break. I also thought that that's just how he gets people to buy food. He's like, you guys look thirsty. You want to buy a drink?
Well, he was in dire financial straits a while there.
He was.
He realised he had to be more active in his pushing of his product.
Yeah, he gets a bonus if he sells...
A bonus from himself?
Yeah. It's owned by a conglomerate. And he's just
see.
the friendly public face.
Juice Corp?
International, yeah. So Tommy orders a veggie pita and a fruit smoothie.
Yep.
And Danny orders a double cheeseburger, fries, and a shake.
This is before we learned as a society that a fruit smoothie isn't super great for you.
I mean, yeah, it's like, in theory, better than a shake.
But it's a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tommy says to him, look, buddy, if you want to be the best at karate, you've got to not eat double cheeseburgers.
Yep. That's one too many cheeseburgers.
Yeah, just have a single cheeseburgers. Except replace the cheese with vegetables and the meat with vegetables and the vegetables with different vegetables. Mm-hmm. And instead of on a bread roll, put it on some sort of flatbread.
Yep.
And instead of chips, just more vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically the same order, really, when you get right down to it. So, yeah, you have to be some degree of healthy. So, keep an eye out, kid.
Good moral.
Yeah. So on the moon,
Yep.
Tommy, as Rita says, is right about one thing. What you put in your body is important. And he's about to get a special Pita from Rita.
It sounds so dirty. I can't even put my finger on why.
No, because it couldn't possibly be a euphemism for something.
I mean, it could be.
It's just a flat circle of bread. It doesn't look like anything weird.
You'd roll them up.
Whatever you get up to in your own time with your flatbread is none of my business, Matt, but I will not have that sort of filth on this podcast.
Look, it was a really slow episode, you guys. I'm sorry, but, there's nothing else to talk about.
So she's been watching. She's going to send down a monster.
Yep.
Surprise.
Yep.
So we get a very brief conversation between Billy, Adam, and Kat, where they're basically like, so, Kat, I hope you're okay with becoming a child soldier for an alien intelligence. Mm-hmm. That all good?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little nervous about the communicator going off and me having to march into battle. But besides that...
Me putting my life on the line to defend the city from enormous, horrifying creatures.
Yep. But fine, besides.
I don't want a version of Power Rangers where those kids get PTSD.
No.
Because that's, dull.
Yes.
But also, Jesus Christ, those kids are fucked up.
Yep.
In any kind of reasonable understanding of what happened.
Yeah, how do you go back to your life after that?
It's not possible. Yeah. What's Kim doing? Does she hear about the monster on the news and be like, shit, I should go. Oh, wait, I gave that to someone else.
I no longer have control over the destiny of this planet anymore.
It's pretty bleak.
Yep.
Alright, so that's the end of that conversation. I guess it's basically just to set up the idea that this is Kat's first time.
Yes.
I have some questions about that, but we'll get to them later. Mm-hmm. Back at the juice bar, Bulk and Skull are ordering as well.
Yep.
Skull orders the indigestion inducer.
That seems like an irresponsible thing to have on your menu, Ernie.
What I like about it is Bulk's reaction, because Bulk is a man with an infinite lunchbox.
Yes.
Bulk is not someone who's afraid of food.
No.
But even he goes, Jesus Christ, dude. What he says is, good heavens, man, do you realise what you've done?
That's a good line.
Like he's just seen Skull create Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah. Yeah.
What Ernie brings out is indescribable.
And profoundly irresponsible. I mean, it helps you understand why Ernie is the size that Ernie is.
I mean, I guess it's a plate of fried food.
Yeah. If you go to the long brow, you can get something like this. I've seen this sort of thing. But it's not something that you ever should do to yourself.
Yeah, and often people share that sort of thing.
I've seen a man do it alone.
On the beaches. It's interesting that this part of the plot is with Skull.
Yeah.
Rather than
I like that.
the obvious Bulk.
Yep.
It doesn't go anywhere.
No.
In particular. But, just an interesting little decision to make.
Subversion of expectation.
So we meet the monster now.
Yay!
The Ravenator.
Terrible
He is
name.
a big mouth with a body.
Yep. Just a lot of teeth.
He's wearing a cap.
Yep.
The cap has a metal plate attached to it that says "Hungry."
Make America Great Again?
No,
Right.
Hungry.
Right.
It says "Welcome to JL House."
Hungry for games? No one's going to get that.
No one is going to get that. And he's also wearing an apron. He's clearly a food themed trucker monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
So Rita, everyone's like, right, but how are you going to use him? Rita shrinks him down. And then she says, let's just say it's an inside job. But
then she puts her sunglasses on.
Instead of cutting there, we get Lord Zed saying, I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm out. I'm going. Really? She just shrunk the monster down. You know it's food related. And she said, inside job.
I like that he's just tired. He can't quite put it together. Doesn't really want to bother figuring it out.
I guess he's going to eat Tommy's inside. I don't know. Whatever. Just
Who
wake.
cares?
If you beat the Power Rangers, wake me up. Otherwise, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
So, you remember how last week there was that whole thing about how there may be remnants of the spell that was on Kat?
Yep.
There's a remnant.
Yeah.
She's got, Spidey sense.
She's
can
vibe.
Yeah, she can hear Rita's thoughts
Mm-hmm.
or, spell or intention or is somehow connected.
I think Rita has thoughts.
I wonder how long this is going to last.
Who knows?
I've never seen any of these episodes. Is this just going to go away next week, or will it last as long as Rita's still on the show?
Very possible.
Does Kat just still occasionally get flashes of what Rita's thinking?
Who knows? I mean, we don't have that much longer left of Mighty Morphin, so
Yeah,
they could potentially play it out to the end of the season.
yeah. Who knows? And I mean, what I would love is for us to then get an episode that plays with that, because Rita in this episode finds out that Kat, because she can see everything all the time,
Yep.
finds out that Kat is able to hear her thoughts.
Yeah.
I'd love to see next week Lord Zed comes up with a plan, tells Rita something that's a lie, so that Kat's like, shit, we've got to stop this. And then he's like, ha ha, I gotcha.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That probably won't
I
happen.
doubt it. That's too clever.
Yeah. All right, so the emus come down. Mm-hmm. That's a nice bit of local joke.
Local joke.
Yeah, it's a good local reference. She's from Australia. We've got emus.
Have you ever seen an emu outside of a zoo?
No.
No.
Thank God.
Yeah, those are terrifying creatures.
Yeah. Disembowel you, they will.
They will actually do that.
We lost a war to them.
We did, that's true.
We did. We talked about it in a previous episode of this podcast.
I forgot about that.
I can't tell you which one. So if you didn't hear that,
Too
fuck
bad.
you. Why aren't you listening to every episode of the podcast?
Yeah.
It
You're
was-
a bad fan.
It was around the time that the show went to Australia, if you haven't heard that and would like to hear it. Anyway, so Kat morphs.
Mm-hmm.
What she says is, Zordon was right. I can harness the ninja power of the Pink Ranger. Are you telling me they didn't check?
They didn't try it out.
Are you telling me Kim gave Kat the power coin and said, here you go, I'm off? This is an unspecified amount of time later, but definitely the next day at least.
Yep.
And Kim is gone. So, she had to go away and get on a plane, and, that must have taken at least a couple of days. And at no point did Kat go, I'm just going to see how this works.
Do you think they can morph if there's no danger?
Yeah, they must be able to, surely.
But we've talked about how you never want to escalate a fight, and there's a balance in the morphing grid, which is why they become ninjas to fight Technos, but then Rangers to fight monsters.
Yeah, but remember when they jettinged to that other planet to get that other thing?
That's true.
And there's been times that there is no explicit monster.
Yeah, I guess they have turned up at public events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? It'd be like being a race car driver and getting a new car and testing it just by driving your first race in it.
Learn by doing.
And it's a car that you've built yourself. So maybe when you start it, it just explodes. You don't know how the morphing grid works.
No one does.
If someone tries to use a power coin who isn't worthy of it, what happens?
What does happen?
It just seems so irresponsible for the first time. And she's alone. What if it just failed?
Yeah, so that'd be a problem.
She'd get abducted by Tengas and we'd be back where we were last week. By the way, zero mention of Ninja.
Everyone's forgotten Ninja.
So,
It's messed up.
is he meant to be escaped somewhere and like...
I don't think so. I think he's meant to be still a prisoner there. But there's no reason why they wouldn't have just thrown him into that despair
No, they
place.
made a deal and...
The Rangers negged on it.
Unless they want to use him as a bargaining chip again. But then all that does is prove that they never want to follow through on their threat.
Yes. And also, they don't really have anything to bargain for at this point.
Yeah.
And they could just abduct random people and just be like, do this thing or we'll murder this person. Yeah, it's weird. Particularly because killing Ninja would take away their powers.
Hashtag where's Ninja?
Ninja truth.
I'm imagining Ninja like on the side of milk cartons. Like, have you seen this Ninja robot? It's a photo of him like waving and smiling from happier times.
At the beach.
Yeah. He likes the beach.
He would. He's a happy guy.
Oh, man. Yeah, so at the juice bar... Oh, the cat fights the Tengas.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. There's some nice bits of her, like, getting used to the powers.
Yeah, I like that they went to that small bit of trouble.
The Tengas run away at the end. Now she's a Power Ranger. She's just got all the powers. Job done. You know what I miss? I miss the power weapons.
Yeah.
Why'd they go away?
I don't know. I guess they were expensive to do the lasers.
But especially now that they're, like, shooting all their own footage, it seems like it would make so much sense to just give them cool things. That's so cool.
It's super lame to have the monster just be like, I guess I'm done fighting on the ground, so now I'll get big.
Yeah. Not that it has to be, like, combine the weapon every week.
No, you could power axe that motherfucker.
Yeah. I imagine that they don't ever come back. It would be weird for them to come back at this point.
Yeah, it's been so long.
Yeah. I think Adam uses the axe
He does later on.
in the Operation Overdrive crossover 15 years from now.
Yep.
But also, he's never used the axe, I don't think. I think they went away before we lost...
Is that true?
I think so. I'm not certain. He certainly didn't... They certainly didn't use them a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't remember Rocky wielding the sword.
I think he did, but...
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, Skull has not finished his indigestion inducer.
Because it's big.
It's enormous. While that's happening, the monster climbs into the Pita.
That's a gross scene, right?
It is.
It climbs into the food and then, like, squelches around in the food.
But also, it's nowhere near small enough.
No, it needs to be about 100th of its size.
Yeah, it's like... It's bigger than an insect.
It's much bigger than, like, a chicken nugget.
Yeah.
You wouldn't swallow it whole and not notice.
Yeah.
Gross.
Gross and weird. I just... No.
And the face Tommy pulls when he eats it. It's
Yeah.
just- he clearly felt that.
And he's now suddenly very hungry. So he asks if Skull's going to finish and
Doesn't even wait for an answer.
just starts just eating so much. It made me sick to watch.
Yeah, I think that's part of why I really didn't like this episode, because it was bad and boring and also just kind of grossed me out a bit.
Yeah. Don't go near food, guys. Come on.
I also feel so bad for Bulk and Skull, because they'd finally gotten to the point, I felt like, where their antagonistic relationship with the Rangers was over.
Yep.
And then Tommy just straight up steals their food.
But it's alright, he's possessed by hungry.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
No.
No one does.
No. My favourite bit is he turns to Ernie and says, "Get me a chocolate shake to wash this down." Despite Ernie being present for his lecture earlier, he's just like, "Yeah, sure." Because like a kid asked him for a chocolate shake, he's like, "Yeah, I'll make a chocolate shake."
Ernie clearly has no conception of health, is what I'm taking away from this whole thing.
But even no concept of context.
Yeah.
Like to hear Tommy go, "Look, it's important to be healthy," and then watch him go, "I'm going to eat that whole plate of fried shit and then give me a chocolate milkshake." And just be like, "Yeah, sounds great."
He's not paying attention, I think.
That's probably true, you know. If you ran what is apparently a place where every kid hangs out after school, you would just stop paying attention to any kind of teenage nonsense after a while. You'd just be like, "Yeah, Steve broke up with you. It sucks. What do you want to eat?"
Indeed.
So I think my favourite bit is Aisha watching Tommy. She looks disgusted.
Yeah. I mean, I was disgusted. So.
Yeah. Danny is the name of the kid. And he is not happy. What he says is, I can't believe I looked up to you. You're a total fake.
I understand the point of this scene.
Yeah.
But it seems way over the top.
I mean, it's just...
I think you'd be weirded out, not like offended.
Yeah, because, like, Matt, I know that you are a vegetarian.
Yeah.
If we went out and you were like, get me the biggest steak you can find,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, Matt, you disgust me. You're a
failed
total
me.
fake. I would say, hey, is everything okay? I thought you were a bit like...
Yeah, that's weird.
Maybe you just really want a steak, and that's fine. I don't care, but
Yeah.
is everything cool?
It'd be odd.
Yeah.
Not anger-inducing.
I'm not going to be betrayed. And even if that kid thinks that Tommy was lying to him, does he think that Tommy is dumb enough that he would then eat a giant plate of fried food right in front of the kid?
I mean, that might be true.
That's true. That's like, okay, that's fair. I take that back. Tommy may be that dumb.
Yeah.
All right, so everyone else comes over, and Kat's caught up to them now, and she's like, hey guys, I heard this thing about From the Inside Out. And Billy says, hey, Tommy, how you doing? And Tommy's like, I want a donut. And Billy says, donut? It's more serious than I thought.
It's a decent line.
So they ask if Tommy will go with them to the command center. He's too busy eating.
Yeah, gotta prioritize that shit.
So they all teleport there. This might be my favourite viewing globe scene of all time, because it's about as close as we've ever gotten to Zordon saying, Alpha, enhance it.
Yeah, enhanced quadrant B.
So he says, locate the monster on the viewing globe, and it's just a picture of Tommy. And he says, no, put it on X-ray magnification.
It's not like he says, okay, put it on X-ray mode and then magnify it.
Yeah.
It's X-ray magnification, like that is a thing of in and of itself.
Yeah. Well, if it was regular size, Tommy would have exploded, so clearly it's small.
Like X-ray magnification makes it sound like you're making X-rays bigger. Not that it's X-ray and magnification.
I mean, maybe he and Alpha have developed a shorthand, you know.
Yeah.
They know what they mean.
Yeah.
So we just see it as like a circle overlaid over Tommy's stomach, but I'm willing to forgive that.
Yes.
So Zordon makes a fair point. They say, like, can't we just teleport Tommy here and fix it? He says, no, if we do that, I'll be letting a monster into the command center, and that's bad and not safe. So we're not going to do that. And everyone's like, yeah, okay. So,
and they say, oh, that was probably part of Rita's plan, giving Rita way too much credit.
I mean, Rita would have been like, hey, that's great, look at me.
Yeah, she'd roll with it,
Yeah.
but that's not her intention.
As far as we can tell, Rita's plan was just make Tommy hungry, question, profit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, so the other Rangers go down to find Tommy and say, hey, Ernie, do you know where Tommy went? And he says, you mean Hurricane Tommy?
You know, because hurricanes are hungry, I guess.
So he has gone to the previously mentioned once Junior Police Bake Sale.
Yep.
Bulk and Skull have got a plan, Matt.
Yes.
There's lots of tasty, sweet foods at the Junior Police Bake Sale. They would like to eat them.
Yep.
But they would not like to pay for them.
That's a dilemma.
So if those foods are left over at the end,
Yep.
surely Lieutenant Stone wouldn't make them pay for them if they're just useless food.
They didn't really think that through.
So if they stop anyone from buying food, they can eat all the leftovers. Matt, how do they stop people from buying food?
They put fish on them?
They put fish on them.
Yep. Which, like, would work, I guess.
But it wouldn't make me want to eat it afterwards.
But I don't think I don't know if they're supposed to be real fish. Like, they're fake fish, but I don't know if they're fake fish within the universe of the show.
Sure, that's fair.
And then they say they have custard in them as well as fish, which I can understand why that would be off-putting. But just further increases my disgust in this episode.
It's not a great episode, especially to watch after you've just eaten lunch.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's the end of that subplot until the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
They've taken Tommy to the park now. They catch up with him in the park, I guess.
They sure do.
And Aisha has an idea. She says, I'll need Rocky's help. She doesn't really need Rocky's help at all. They go over to the nearby ice cream truck and they say to the man, we need the biggest sundae you can make. And his response is not like, okay, that's going to be quite expensive, or do you just mean you want all my, like, what do you actually...
I mean, I think most ice cream vendors would take that as, I would like a large, please.
Yeah, but what he gives them is a trough full of ice cream. It doesn't look particularly good.
That's because it's not made of ice cream. It's made of, like, wool and shit.
That's probably
It's a terrible
true.
prop.
So here's the plan. Hold Tommy down. The monster likes to eat things.
Yep.
If Tommy doesn't eat it, the monster will leave.
So he can eat it.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a terrible plan, which
But
is why it's all the worse that it works.
Yes.
Tommy calls the monster a gastric geek.
Half of that isn't an insult.
Nope.
And half of it is not relevant in the circumstance.
Yep. That's how this show works. Alliteration over common sense.
Yep. Should put that on a t-shirt.
So, no, we'd have to make it alliterate.
That's true.
So, they fight the monster.
Yep.
It's a nothing fight, really.
It really
There's a bit
is.
where someone says, I think we need to attack all at once.
And then they don't.
They don't really do that. And
Which
then,
seems to have been a running theme the past, like, 10 episodes or so.
yeah.
They keep saying, oh, we have to attack it all at once, but don't have, a group weapon anymore.
Yep.
So can't really do
What
that.
happened to that bazooka? Why don't they get the bazooka out more?
I don't know.
Like, they've got the footage of them using it.
They've got the prop. I guess it broke.
That's the only acceptable explanation, right?
Yep.
Or, I'm sure the actual explanation is there's not a toy of it on the shelves at this point.
Yeah.
But why not just make a new one?
Or the toy wasn't selling well or something.
Yeah, it seems weird. Anyway, the monster grows. We get yet another pose to summon the Zords.
Yep.
This time they all stand in a line.
Awkwardly behind Tommy, kind of in a line, but kind of not.
Yeah.
So some of them are visible, but some aren't.
It's
pretty bad.
We had a way to summon the Zords that they did a bunch of times and it worked.
Yep.
And if you want to shake it up, that's fine, but shake it up like...
Just create a new one. Don't just wing it every week.
Well, even if you wanted to do they just summon them where they end up and they're like fighting Tengas and they summon the Zords.
Yeah.
That would be fine. It's just weird that they go into a pose that they've clearly done some sort of planning for, but that's a different one all the time.
And often kind of half-baked.
So, Matt, let's talk about Kat.
Yep.
She just stands behind Tommy.
She does. She gets to beeps and boops and
She's got like a tiny control panel that...
It's like just 9 light-up squares.
Who knows what she's doing on it, because Tommy piloted the Zord fine on his own before.
Probably the air conditioning. We need to go to Megazord formation and it's a little warm. So if you just drop it down a few degrees.
I understand the position that they're in.
Yep.
Where they have 6 Power Rangers, but clearly 5 Zords.
Yes.
And that there's no particularly good way to fix that. But... I don't know, there's got to be a better solution than this, right? Like, maybe Kat can't pilot a Zord yet because...
There's no Zord for her to pilot.
something,
That's fine.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that would be... I understand that they don't want to leave her out.
Yeah.
But it just... This is almost worse.
It's almost embarrassing for her.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you get to be the co-pilot of a thing that everyone else is fine dealing with on their own.
It's such a ceremonial title.
Yeah.
Co-pilot of the Zord.
Look, they basically just make the sword of fire and kill the dude.
Yeah, there's no fight.
No.
This is like another reason I came away from this episode so angry. Is because they don't even fight the monster when it speaks. They just make the sword on fire, they do the fire sword thing, and it's done.
Yeah.
Yep. Man, just this show can be so lazy
I
sometimes.
wonder if this season had not great Megazord fights.
Or too wacky, I'd have to guess.
Sure, like unusable for some reason.
I mean, I suspect it's sort of thing that they think would be unusable, but if they just used it, kids would be fine with it.
I mean, they used the tiny suicide bomber frog robots.
Right.
And that was the raddest shit that we've seen
It
with
was the
Megazords
best.
ever.
I don't think that kids are as, like, off-put by strangeness as they think.
I guess it depends. We will try and do a Sentai episode for this season of Sentai at some point.
Yeah.
And it would be interesting to see, like, what is a fight with this Megazord.
Yeah. I mean, if it's like a bondage man comes out of the Megazord at some point. Fine, I understand why you don't use that.
Yeah.
But outside of that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, on the moon, Rita and Zed's marriage seems to be falling apart.
Depending on the day, but yes.
But, like, they're having another fight about, like, you are useless and we're never going to beat the Power Rangers and it's all your... It's just... It's tough to watch.
It is kind of tough to watch, especially because they had some sweet moments not too long ago.
Yeah.
And now the joke, in air quotes, seems to be they're probably going to get divorced. Which is... It's not a joke.
What does a moon divorce even look like? Do they have a prenup when one of them gets the moon castle?
Who gets Finster?
Rita definitely gets Finster.
Yeah, that's
Finster
fair.
doesn't like Lord Zed. The question is which one of them has to keep dealing with Goldar.
Yeah. I feel like in Rita's prenup, she would have stipulated that Lord Zed has to get Goldar.
Oh, okay. In the divorce, you get... I like... When they got married, that was like the very close to early after they'd met.
Yeah.
So she was like, no, you can have Goldar. He's great. He's like a puppy.
Yep.
And she's like, no, the prenup says you have to have Goldar. You get full custody of Goldar. It will look bad for you in court if you turn Goldar away.
Yep.
Goldar's just sitting in the car watching them fight. Talking to Rito. Rito's like, they're fighting about you, right? Goldar's like, shut up.
It's your fault they getting divorced.
Everything was fine before you came here with your weird birds.
Yeah.
I mean, as I said earlier this episode, I don't want to watch the version of Power Rangers that's that.
No.
But just, like, give me 20 minutes of that.
It's at least more fun to think about than this episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
back to this episode.
Yeah. Danny's playing a video game at an arcade machine.
Sounds like Donkey Kong.
He doesn't want to... What he says to Tommy is, I don't want to listen to any more of your lies. He's taking it super hard.
So seriously. Which I guess if you're a kid, that happens sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Tommy was like a mentor or a father figure to him.
And now he ate a donut and that's all over, I guess.
But even Tommy's speech wasn't, you must deprive yourself of all of the pleasures of the flesh. It was just like, hey, just
try to eat better every now and
think
then.
about what you're eating. And
Yeah.
like, if you eat unhealthily, make sure you do some extra exercise.
He could have just been like, yeah, I had a cheat day. you
Yeah.
know?
Well, maybe cheat days weren't a thing yet in 1995.
It's fine.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like you could just say, hey, look, I exercise all the time. Have you ever seen me outside this gym doing karate? I'm doing so much karate.
I never stopped
When I'm
karateing.
outside this gym, I'm karateing monsters. That's how much karate I am doing.
Yeah. You can use a donut every now and then.
Yeah, I mean, just to keep up the energy.
Yeah. You don't want to drop your blood sugar down in the middle of a Tenga
No,
fight.
it's got to keep your BMI up too, because you got to, it's how you bulk up to put on the muscle. I think that's true. I'm obviously not a person who understands how that works. But as Tommy says, martial arts isn't about believing in me. It's about believing in you.
It's kind of a masterful, redirect.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, well, don't worry about me, worry about yourself, buddy.
Yeah, I'm a fuckface. What you going to do about it? You still need to know how to do a spin kick. Not my problem.
That's pretty much it. It works too. He's like, that's a good point, Tommy.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, I guess that's fine. Tommy, you want to play some Donkey Kong? He's like, yeah, but I'm going to have a triple cheeseburger first. That's not what happens. Bulk and Skull are lying under the table.
Yep.
Their faces are slathered in chocolate. But for a second, I thought they were dead. just a brief moment.
They ate themselves to death. That's how Balkan's Skull leave Power Rangers.
Just a brief moment of they cannot be lying on the floor covered in blood. That can't be what's happening.
They died as they lived, covered in goop.
So Lieutenant Stone walks in.
Yep.
He would like to give the left... So, how much did you sell, guys? Actually, we didn't sell anything. Sorry. Well, I'd like to give the leftovers to the elderly home so they can die of diabetes, I guess. So where are they? And, actually, we sold them all. Here's some money.
And they open up the wallets and give away all of their money.
And then he's like, but to reward you, here's a sundae. I get the feeling that the entire bake sale was him just fucking with Bog and Skull.
Yeah, at this point, it kind of seems like he's a slightly unhinged guy.
Yep.
Who has now taken like a predatory interest in messing with these guys.
It's like, okay, if these guys are going to be jerks and are going to never do anything, then at least let's have some fun with it.
Yeah, we might as well enjoy it.
Like, he's got 600 other junior policemen who are all, like, dedicated. They're solving junior crimes.
Yeah.
Some of them have graduated to junior detective.
Yeah.
But these guys are like, okay, you two are totally useless. You can man the bake sale.
Fucking with them is his me time.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine that being a police lieutenant is an incredibly stressful job, especially in a town that is regularly attacked by monsters.
Yeah.
Even coordinating, like, emergency services and stuff, he'd be busy a lot. So the idea that he can go, yeah, guys, look after some cakes. What, you want a sundae? Deal with it.
You got a little scene.
That's the end of the episode. They run away from a sundae. The closing credits is just a compilation of eating shots from this episode,
Just in case you weren't feeling sick enough.
with one exception,
Yeah, this is actually awesome.
which, like, if the episode had just been this 6 seconds and then nothing,
Yeah.
would have been 100 times better.
Yeah.
So it's like an outtake from when they were at the bake sale.
When Bulk and Skull were at the bake sale.
And what does Bog say? He says, like, something's wrong or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, something's not quite right or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
And you love this joke more than me. Do you want to do the punchline?
Yeah, Skull just says, yeah, I feel like we've been in high school just a little bit too long.
It's the sort of joke that they couldn't get away with on the show.
Yeah.
Because the show takes itself too seriously. But you really do get the impression that hanging out with the two of them would be a good time.
They both seem like really fun guys.
Yeah. So that's the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So, Matt, how do you want to rank it?
Oh, hard Rocky.
A hard Rocky?
Nothing redeeming. Except for that outtake at the end. And they cut it out of the episode, so we don't count it.
That's fair enough, I suppose. Matt, how do you feel about the monster?
Just above giant, maybe? Even then, I don't even know. His gimmick was lame and kind of gross.
I mean, did he even have a gimmick?
I mean, he went inside his stomach. It's kind of a gimmick.
Yeah, I suppose. But, like, that could have been any monster.
Yeah.
He didn't have a great voice. He didn't...
The fights were terrible.
Yeah, he could have been a cool monster.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the design is fine.
Yep.
Alright, you think just above giant?
Yeah, was Giant on the list? Way down?
Let me try and find... Giant is at number 80 out of 100-ish.
Yep, that sounds about right.
So, immediately above Giant are Tube Monster, Weldo, and Garbage Mouth. Look, there's clearly a weekend of this list.
I still think he's worse than all of those guys.
Yeah, is he worse than Giant?
At least Giant's kind of interesting. It's like almost ironically...
I mean, I don't think he was that, because he was like the second monster.
Yeah, but I know, like, not intentionally, but at least Giant, I have some fondness for in my mind, because it's kind of funny that, like, they're all giants.
Sure.
You know?
Below Giant, we've got Twin Man,
Yep.
Lizinator,
Yep.
Rhino Blaster, Bloom of Doom, Turban Shell.
Oh, maybe just above Turban Shell.
Between Turban Shell and Bloom of Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems pretty reasonable.
Take that. Terrible episode of the Terrible Monster. Terrible.
So that puts him at number 85. Mm-hmm. It's not a great showing for Ravinator.
Yep. Not a great showing for my emotions.
Oh, buddy. You alright?
Tired. It was a dumb episode.
It was a dumb episode, I will give you that.
I feel bad for listeners when they have to listen to these sorts of episodes, but, like, this is what you signed up for. It's what we signed up for.
Someone signed up for it.
I don't know why anymore.
Alright, Matt, so...
Send hugs.
Jesus, dude. We will be back next week with another brick in the wall. So it'll be interesting to see what song you pick for the opening there.
Yeah. Thick as a brick. No?
Alright, we'll be back next week, guys.
Bye. I'm sorry. We'll be better for you next time.